guys, welcome back to my channel. So many of you requested for a bridesmaid makeup look for this summer wedding season on my Instagram Q&A, and here I am with one. So this is the look that I created for today's video, and to everyone who's interested in watching the makeup for this summer wedding season, then guys, before beginning this video, I would like to say please take care of your skin before even jumping into just the makeup part. Like, your skincare is super important. I know it's super hot, super humid outside. You are tend to get a lot of heat boils, pimples, acne and all that. So stay hydrated, like have a lot of fresh fruits, juices, and make sure that your skin is in like a really good state. And please don't skip a sunscreen no matter what. It's very important this summer season. Now, with that being said, if you are new here, hi, my name is Vinisha. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the bell icon so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, let's jump into the video without any further more rambling. Okay, now I just have moisturizer on my face. I don't have any other primer or anything on my face, and I have the minimalist moisturizer, I believe, on my face, and that's the only thing I've applied. And now I'm going to be starting with primer. So today's makeup is going to be a bit more summer friendly, which you can wear for the summer weddings mostly. And for that I'm using the Angel Veil primer by NYX. So I've taken very little, and I'm going to be applying only on the areas where I get really oily and where I have a little bit of texture. So that is the sides of my face, my nose, a little bit on my front forehead, as well as some on my chin. So instantly when you apply the primer, you can see how smooth it gets. Like, I have a little bit of pores and everything here, but instantly after I apply the primer, it instantly gives like a filtered look, which is very beautiful when you want like a very nice natural base. And the primer is from NYX. If you have oily skin, then you're definitely going to love it, so please do give it a try and let me know in the comments below if you really like it or not. Now the next thing what I'm going to be doing on my face is apply a concealer which is a shade darker than my skin tone. So this is something which I use to cover my dark circles, as well as a little bit of pigmentation that I have on my mouth, around my mouth, sorry. And applying a darker concealer will give you one step less, so you don't have to apply a corrector. You can just apply a darker concealer to get rid of this problem, and then just go on with your foundation. And this one is from K Beauty, and it is in the shade 175 White Tan. This is not my shade. This is like definitely a shade darker. Now, if you are someone who really likes sponges, then please don't use sponges directly on a concealer. So if you're looking for coverage, especially to cover pigmentation like this, then please go ahead with a brush first, and then when you apply foundation, that time it is okay to just use a brush. But if you directly use a sponge over concealer, the thing is that in most cases the sponge actually soaks in all the concealer, so that way you won't get the coverage that is necessary. So it's always highly advisable that you use a brush. Yeah, now it is all done and blended really nice. Can you see the difference, how it was before as well as how it is now? Like, it instantly makes a huge difference. I feel like I can see that here in the mirror. Now next we are going to be applying the foundation, and if you are having dry skin and you're looking for some foundation which is in the affordable range, then I would highly suggest you guys to get the Nykaa All Matte foundation. But if you are in the little bit of a dry skin to combination skin type, then this is another thing which you should definitely try. This is the K Beauty foundation in the shade 155 White Tan. I really like it, especially if you have a little bit of like mature skin or even dry skin. This is like something wonderful. It will be like really nice on your skin. The coverage is beautiful. Like, it has like medium coverage, which is absolutely buildable. You can build it up later. And it also gives you such a nice dewy finish. Now if you see on my face, I have applied it over here. The foundation I have applied here, a little bit here in the front, and then around my chin, on my nose, and whatever is left on my brush, that is what I'm going to be applying on my forehead, that too only in the center. So I'm going to be leaving this area and this area, which normally you will contour. So doing this will actually help you, have a lesser step later on, because when you do this, you don't apply foundation on these areas and then that area could look brighter. So normally if you apply foundation, that area will look brighter. So if you just leave that area, it will still have that shadow. So this is very important, and also a very bad step which I have been doing throughout, which I learned recently, was to apply whatever is rest on the brush here. So this is not the area which you should be applying foundation at all. This is some place where it should be darker, it should be contoured and hidden. But instead, if you start applying foundation all over here in this area, your double chin or whatever is there is going to be like really prominent. So I know applying foundation on your neck is like really important, but what you have to do for it is whatever is left in the brush, take it here. But do not apply it here, because you don't need any foundation here. Let it be a shadow. Now, once that foundation has blended, can you see how nice and dewy my skin looks? I really love this foundation, and I would suggest it to anyone who's looking for a good foundation. Like, I would probably say even it's better than most of the high-end foundations, I believe. The formula is like perfect for summers and the weather there. Now the next step that I'm going to be doing is highlighting my face, and for that I'm using the Born This Way concealer by Too Faced, and this is a concealer which is a bit or a shade lighter than my skin tone. I'm applying it right here. So it's just there. I'm not going to be applying it anywhere else, and I'm going to be blending it. So once that is blended, just to not have like two different shades, with the same brush which you have applied foundation, I'm just going to be using the same foundation brush and blending all the harsh edges that this concealer had left, so that everything looks nice and even. Once you have done that, we are going to be applying a blush, and for that I'm using this blush from Benefit, which is the Flora tint. Like, not necessary that you have to use this, you can use any blush. Like, cream blushes are like trending right now, right? Cream blushes and liquid blushes. So I also love it so much because it is super nice and natural on the face, and I really love the finish. It looks such it gives such a natural and glowing skin. And yeah, I think I'm kind of over the era of powder blushes right now. Can you see how natural, subtle and nice your skin looks? Like, this doesn't look like a prominent usual blush look how it used to look. It gives such a nice natural flush from within, and I'm like all over this look right now. And the next one that I'm going to be using is from Aqualogica. It is the Glow Juicy Dew Drops. It is a highlighter. Now I'm going to be taking a drop of this highlighter on the back of my palms, and then the same brush that I used to apply my blush, I'm just going to be applying it right on the high points of my face. So can you see how nice and glowing my skin looks? Like, this gives you really nice and a glowing look. But if you're someone who have very oily skin, then I would say you probably skip this, because this is kind of like a wet highlighter. So in case if you have very oily skin and during the summer, it might make your skin look even more greasy and oily, which you definitely don't want. So yeah, you can just skip it if you have very oily skin. So I'm just going to be applying a little bit in the center of my nose and on my cupid's bow. Yeah, and done. Now we are going to be setting the makeup, and for that I'm using the Sugar Compact Powder here. Now this powder has a good amount of coverage as well, so it's great. I'm going to be taking it on my brush and applying it on the areas where I have concealed. So I'm not going to be applying it all over my face as of now. I'm just going to be applying it and setting my concealer in place. So all the area where you have concealed, make sure that you apply a good amount of the setting powder. Like, I really like this powder. I always try carrying it. The shade match is like perfect, and it also gives me a really good coverage. Now next, I'm going to be applying the same concealer that we used to highlight our face on my eyelids as well, to prime my eyelids. And with the same sugar powder foundation, I'm just going to be setting it. Now that my eye base is done, I'm going to be using this palette from Anastasia, which is the Soft Glam palette. And I'm going to be using the shade Orange Soda. And applying it on my crease. So I'm thinking of using an absolutely subtle, easy makeup look today, which shouldn't be taking a lot of time. Like, I'm not planning to make something which is like, you know, a lot of time consuming thing. Just like something which you can get it done over like 5-10 minutes, like the eye makeup alone. So now that I've done the transition shade, next I'm using the shade called Sienna. And I'm just going to be applying it on my eyelids, and this is like the outer parts of my eyelids, and then gradually blending it in. So the most time consuming thing here will be blending. So it's just gonna be like 2 or 3 eyeshadows, but the blending is kind of a process. I understand that. Now that is done, next I'm going to be using my fingers, and I'm taking the shade called Bronze and just patting it on the center of my eyelid. So the color payoff works really well if you use your fingers compared to your makeup brushes. So that is why you just first place the pigment on your eyelids with the fingers, and then use the brush to just blend and correct the edges. So once the blending is done, it should look something like this. Like a bronzy gold eyes with a little bit of warm tint in the corner. Now using a smudger brush, I'm using the same color that we've used on the top below as well. Now once that is done, next I'm going to be using an eyeliner to line my eyelids, and today I'm going to be trying something different, which is from K Beauty, and it is a brown eyeliner. Let's see how a brown eyeliner works. Like, not bad, it looks like really subtle and okay, to be honest. Yeah, let me just try on my other eyelid as well. Like, it's definitely a very soft, subtle look. Let me see, once it dries, we should definitely know how this looks together. Now let's move on to mascara, and for that I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I'm not sure if this is available in India. I'm pretty sure it is not. But yeah, this is the one that I'm using right now. Now I want to make this look a lot more towards the brown tone, like the warm brown tone, rather than taking it to a pink or something like a cool tone. So I'm just choosing this one from Balm, which is the Made in Heaven liquid lipstick in the shade Cocoa Mocha. Now before that is drying, I'm going to be taking some bronzing powder from MAC. This is actually a very good powder in case you like contouring, and I'm going to be taking a little bit and then just contouring my forehead a bit. Okay, so I'm this person who's like super insecure about my forehead because I really find it big. So I really love contouring it. Makes it looks a lot smaller, I believe. But yeah, at least gives me so much satisfaction if I actually contour my forehead. Like, I've stopped contouring my nose, I stopped contouring my jawline, I stopped contouring most other features, but forehead contour is something which I have to do. Now the last step that I'm going to add in this routine, you don't have to really do this, but I like adding a gloss, and this one is from Rare Beauty in the shade Nearly Mauve, and I'm just applying it on the center of my lips. Like, since gloss is like trending again, I'm like so happy to have glosses now. So a little bit on the center, not like all over my lips, but yeah. So it gives that, you know, light reflecting on your lipstick and gives that really shiny, bright look. Okay, bindi is on, and this is how the makeup look has finally turned out. You can add some setting spray if you really want to, but I'm just going to be skipping it because this works fine for me. Like, after some time, this sweat and the oil from my face is going to make it like really nice and dewy. So I'm all set with this. So this is how my look has turned out. I really hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please do let me know in the comments below if you would like to see any more looks for this upcoming summer wedding season, and I'll be really happy to make them for you. The hairstyle, I'm pretty sure you will all want to know how I did this hairstyle. I have already done a tutorial on how I do this, so I will link it on the top. You can go check it. Thank you so much for watching till here, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.